Hey guys, it's Jacqueline and welcome back to another speed build in The Sims 4. Today's video is this sort of French country inspired home. I will say it's not 100% French country, but I definitely took a lot of strong influences from the different styles that I noticed. And that's just a style that I've loved for a long time. French country has been like something I've always really liked the style of. I think it actually, strangely enough, there's a lot of houses in my area that have this style. I don't know, it's weirdly diverse over here, like in terms of house styles. There's like mid-century modern on one street and then the next street is just like these little suburbans. I don't know. Either way, there's a lot of houses that sort of resemble this, so I thought it would be fun to build one, and I've always just, like I said, really liked the style. The aesthetic is very nice in my opinion. You know, France just has it all together. I think like they've got the chateaus and they've got the Parisian stuff and they have their little French country homes, and I don't actually know if French country homes are like in France. I would assume so based on the name, but like, you know, I could be wrong, so don't quote me on it or anything, but like, yeah, I just really like this style of home a lot, and I think especially the interiors are really nice. They're very like, well, not always, but they tend to be minimalistic, but they still have like decorations, which I really like. So yeah, overall I was just like, thought it would be a nice build to do, and I've been wanting to do one for a while. I know I mentioned in my last video that I was probably planning on doing one, and here we are, so that is what's going on. And I will say that this build was like kind of weird for me to do, at least the interior was, because I used to be really into this style, sort of like the rustic look, super like light colors like whites, beiges, and creams and all that stuff. I used to love that. I did it all the time. I mean, like literally every single house I ever built would be like Joanna Gaines' dream home, you know? So it was kind of weird going back to that again, but I did really like it, and I think, you know, I enjoyed it. It's not entirely as rustic as a lot of French country homes are. Like I sort of took away a bit of the farmhouse aspect, I think. But it is still there in some regards of the style, so I like it a lot, and I think it's very nice. I just tried my best to make it, like, you know, look cute, I guess. But yeah, the outside is actually something weirdly I haven't done in a while. I feel like I'm kind of making myself sound like a bad builder here, but I actually have been really into the habit lately of, for the facades of a house, at least for the front, I've been like copying them off of reference pictures and stuff. So I just like find a reference picture, I do my best to copy like the front bit of it, and then I basically create the back by myself. And then also I was doing an entire series on this channel for a while that was literally just like recreating houses from Gilmore Girls, and so yeah, I've been pretty used to recreating houses lately rather than like conceptualizing them by myself and just like basically designing the entire thing by myself. So it was fun to do that again on this one. I think I'm a little bit out of practice with that, but I definitely feel like this one still turned out okay. I just think it's a pretty cute house in my opinion. But let me know what you guys think of it. I hope I did the style justice. I don't know if I really did, but yeah, so that is what's going on. And also I will say that a bit of the landscaping and like exterior of this house, unfortunately, I had to cut out. And I've been trying to avoid doing that lately. Like I've been trying to keep in as much of the build as possible. I don't know why, but I think I've just been like just getting more into the habit of that lately, for the sake of like making the video as complete as possible. I'm not really sure exactly what my thinking is, but like for a while I was not doing that, so I've been trying to sort of keep more of the video in lately, but I had to cut it out for this one because basically I don't know what's going on, but there's like some kind of glitch with my computer or something where sometimes randomly the video will just, I don't know if corrupt is the right word, but basically it gets like, the footage gets really choppy and it's moving at like 1 frame per second and stuff, and it's very sort of annoying because it doesn't really have any indication, like while I'm building, nothing really changes in my game, because my game always moves sort of slow while I'm recording, because I think it's just like a lot for my computer to take, so it doesn't really have a lot of indication when I'm like recording, and so I don't notice it until like I'm editing the footage, and then there's nothing I can really do about it because like I can't rebuild the entire house, you know. So that's kind of slightly unfortunate, but it's okay, we're dealing with it. By dealing with it, I mean cutting out the parts that are super messed up, because I really don't know how to fix it. This has happened before with my game in university. I think when university came out, it just got super messed up for some reason, and my mouse also broke at that point. So yeah, for some reason the technical gods were sort of against me, but that's fine, and it sort of fixed itself after a while, so I'm hoping that's what will happen again. But for now, if you notice, that also happened in my last video, but I didn't realize that until I had uploaded it, because I didn't watch the whole thing through when I was editing it. I just watched the parts that I knew had to be edited down. So yeah, I'm sorry about that if you noticed that in the last video and it was like kind of bothering you, but I think I got out all of the like super choppy bits in here that were really unwatchable, so I hope you guys don't mind too much. And basically, that is pretty much the reason that the landscaping got cut out. So yeah, I'm just trying to figure that out. I don't really want to make a big deal about it because it's not like a huge issue, I guess. I think it's just like, honestly, because my computer is not really like the highest grade. It's because I play on a laptop, and so even though I'm really lucky that it's able to like run the Sims at the graphics capacity that it is and stuff like that, it still does have some issues. So yeah, you know, the dream is to get a gaming PC at some point in my life, but that is very far into the future, if ever, you know. So that is basically the problem, but you know, it's okay. I think, well, fingers crossed it'll fix itself. Anyways, I'm sorry that I also didn't upload for a little while there, but I was just taking a few days to be angry at the world. If you guys are, I mean, I'm sure you're aware of current situations and stuff that are very upsetting and maddening, and I really hate the world at the moment. So yeah, we're just getting through it, I guess. Anyways, this interior is questionable, I think. It's, like I said, very strongly influenced by French country style, but it's not like super French country. So I really like the way that it turns out, but at the same time, I'm not exactly sure of the direction or like what you would call it in the end, because it's sort of contemporary, sort of French country, sort of like a whole mishmash of things. But I do think it's cute, and I did sort of imagine a family to live here, which is something I've been doing more recently, so I'm really happy about that, because for a while there, I was not like thinking about the family at all I was building. I was just like, you know, mindlessly drone placing objects and like spacing out, listening to my true crime podcast or whatever. So basically the family that lives here, I was thinking, so parents and 3 kids, or 1 parent, doesn't really matter to me because I didn't think that much about the parents. I was more thinking about the kids. So they have an older kid that is, I was thinking like very young teenage years, and they sort of had kids in quick succession. So they've got a teen that's in their like early teen years, then they have preteens, so 2 preteens, and one of them I was imagining to be like 12, and one of them I was thinking like 10. So those are the kids, and the 2 preteens have a room together, which I really liked, and then the older teen, or the young teen that's older than the preteens, has their own room, and the young teen, I'm sorry, I'm struggling to remember my age assignments here, but the younger teen is really into makeup, and so they want to like have a YouTube channel for makeup, I think, but then the parents are like, no, like study, you know, be a super smart scholarly person. So then the teen is like, okay, I'm gonna study and I'm gonna do great and I'm gonna go to a great college and like do everything you want me to do, and then after that, once I move out and I can support myself, I'm gonna like follow my dreams, you know. So they're taking a very like practical approach to things, and they're being like, yeah, I'll do what you want me to do until I can like do it myself, but like I'm not giving up on my dreams. So they still are like really into makeup, and they've got some makeup stuff around their room. I think I didn't have room for a vanity, unfortunately, which is like one of the things that I usually like to include whenever I have Sims that really like beauty or like fashion, I guess. But yeah, I didn't have room for that because the bedrooms for the kids are actually relatively small in this house, and then the master bedroom is pretty big, but I think that's sort of realistic for actual, you know, houses. So yeah, and then the 2 preteens are, one of them is really into like comics and stuff, so you'll notice that I'll elaborate more when I get to their room if I'm still talking about the build at that point. But yeah, so they're really into comics and like art and stuff. I think they're like really good at it, like they probably won competitions and stuff like that. And then the other one, who's like the younger preteen, is sort of just finding their way in life, and they don't really have like a specific passion or anything. So I put up some like Void Critter posters and some like a bat and stuff, so various different hobbies that they probably have, and they're not really like into any one particular one yet, so they don't really know what they like to do exactly, but they're just like figuring it out. Like I said, at 10, I did not know what I liked at 10. I mean, I don't even know what I like now, so that's fine. Not stressful at all that people are like, choose your major, and I'm like, Sims. But yeah, figuring it out. Anyways, how are you guys all doing? I hope you're well. I hope everything is going great and you guys are all thriving, because I am sort of thriving. I don't know. School is basically over, which is really freaking me out, but yeah, there's basically nothing to talk about with that. I don't know. Oh, I have a story I could share about my friend who So she's taking calculus online right now, she was in pre-calc this year, and she started taking calculus for some reason because she's like weird, and she was like, yeah, I want to do that now and get an early start because it's not like you should take a break over the summer. That's crazy talk. So she's taking that now, and basically what happened is that she has this tutor for it, right? And so it's like an online course, so she has quizzes and stuff, and the tutor basically, so she knew already that the tutor did this kind of weird thing because she has a friend that also has the same tutor, and the friend has had the tutor before take like math tests for her and stuff. So her friend basically has never taken a math test before because the tutor just takes them all, and like also her friend's dad does some of them too, which is like bad in its own way, and we won't really discuss that, but like it's kind of a weird thing. I don't know. Like my parents would be like, absolutely not, you were taking these tests yourself, but like whatever, that's fine. Let the tutor take the test for the kid, I guess. It's not like that's cheating or anything. But yeah, so that is basically what was like happening for a while, and like my friend knew about it, right? But she was like, yeah, I'm pretty sure like the parents asked the tutor to, or the friend, like my friend asked the tutor to, or something like that. So like they were all in on it, you know? But then today, my friend had the tutor asked my friend for her password to her, like basically like the account for the thing that she's taking the course on, right? And so the tutor like got this password and stuff and logged in, and I don't know what she said she needed it for. I think she said she like needed it to see her test scores or something like that, so she could figure out what to work on with my friend. But then what happened is that she took a quiz for my friend, and she didn't tell her. Like, she didn't tell my friend she was gonna take the quiz for her. Like, there was no context for this. There was no, like, my friend didn't ask her to, and I know for a fact that my friend didn't, because we've talked before about how ridiculous it is that her friend, like, has someone take the test for her. So now we're all like, what? That's so weird. I mean, is that weird? Is that just, like, a thing that happens sometimes? Because I don't, like, I can't imagine that. Like, you sign up to get a tutor, and then they just, like, start taking your classes for you. That's so weird. Yeah, that would be really weird to me, but I don't know, the tutor is like a character, because they've had like online streams before, or online like Zoom type of things for tutoring and whatever, and I've seen like the messages that the tutor will send to the chat, and she'll be like really aggressively like, pay attention to me, like in all caps, which is like, it's funny though, because the students that she's tutoring have their mics off and have their cameras off, so like, how would she know that they're not paying attention to her? I don't know, but I don't know. That tutor sounds kind of wild, and I'm glad I don't have her, but like, yeah, it's funny. Like, imagine logging into your, like, I don't know, whatever program that you're taking calculus on, and your tutor took your quiz for you. That would be so weird to me. But it's just like, she didn't ask, you know? She didn't ask, so it's like, I don't know, I feel kind of bad for, like, mocking the friend for having the tutor take the quiz for her now, because, like, she probably didn't ask for it, but anyways, that's an interesting thing that happened, and that's basically the only interesting thing that has happened to me or anybody I know in the past, like, week. Quite unfortunate, I think, because life is just bland right now, although people have, like, basically stopped social distancing, which I don't know, is kind of dumb to me, but, you know, I guess I don't really know the statistic behind it, so maybe it's an entirely justified decision, but, that is weirdly happening now, because people are just stopping, and it's, like, very abrupt. I think, like, on Memorial Day, there were, like, 5 people that were posting on their social media about, like, not social distancing, and ever since then, it's just been, like, chaos. But, that is all good, I guess. I'm staying inside, so I don't really, you know, doesn't exactly affect me, but, you know, for the best interest of the Earth at large, maybe we shouldn't. I really don't know. Like I said, I don't actually know the statistics behind it at the moment, so I can't really say what is best or what is not best, but the point is that since I'm still social distancing, nothing interesting ever happens to me at the moment, so I don't have any stories to tell, and it's really sad, because, like, I used to tell stories, you know, or I used to at least ramble about my life, and I have nothing really to ramble about anymore, because, like, what am I gonna say, you know? I mean, there's some stuff, like, oh, I applied for this thing, it's like a community service thing, I don't know, because I'm in this one club, and it has, like, a bunch of different levels, so I applied to be, like, in the sort of top level, I guess, and I got an interview for that, and now I'm really stressed, because I'm pretty sure I won't get it, because it's, like, a very selective thing, and, like, you know, there's a lot of people, that are applying and stuff, that are probably way more qualified than me, but if I do get it, I have to give a speech in front of, like, 2,000 people, so that's not good. That that would be interesting. I mean, it would definitely be like a good experience, I think, but also I'm not really the public speaking type. Like, I can do extemporaneous speaking, sort of, maybe a little bit. I don't know. I feel like I've definitely improved on that, like, since I've started my channel, because I just talk a lot during voiceovers, so I've gotten more natural, at least, or fluid with my speaking, maybe. But in terms of actual professional, like, public speaking, where you're standing in front of a crowd of people and you have to know what you're gonna say ahead of time and stuff, not exactly my forte. It used to be, and then suddenly I got really scared of people for no reason in 7th grade, and yeah, it doesn't go well for me anymore. So we shall see. I don't know. Like, I'll feel like it'll be fine if I practice and stuff, but I don't want to get ahead of myself because, like I said, I have serious doubt that I'll get the position anyway, so it should be fine no matter what happens. You know, life goes on. The whole thing might be canceled anyway, because it's like this big conference with a bunch of people, and like you have to give the speech there, but that's usually in the fall, so that might not still happen, because it's like I said, 2,000 people, really big event, so might be sort of dangerous still. I don't know, have to see the state of things. Anyway, yeah, that's basically all that's interesting that's happening in my life, so, well, I don't know if that's interesting or not, but it's happening, so, you know. We're going with it, and that is basically all I have to say about myself. So we'll go back to the build now, because, yeah, we are working on the bathroom right now, and we just did the kitchen, or no, we just did the living room, but before that we did the kitchen. I used this tile in both the bathroom and the kitchen that's like this sort of rustic, orangey, like, you know, warm toned tile, and I really liked it at first, but then I started thinking about it more, and I was like, this is not a good, like, this doesn't work in this space, you know? It just doesn't really fit the aesthetic, so I decided to switch it out for this tile, which came from Get Together, and yeah, I like this tile better, I think. I don't know, I was kind of drawn to the other one because I knew that I was gonna do a lot of like white tones and cream and like light colors in the majority of the build, so it would be good to have something sort of warmer to break it up, but I think that that specific tile actually does have like some warm tones in it, which still hint to the, I don't know, does this make sense what I'm saying? That it still like sort of draws in the warmth, even if it is not necessarily directly a warm color itself. So yeah, I liked that change that I made, and I think it made it look a little better. I don't know, I still feel like it could have gone either way, like it would have been fine with the orangish tiles, but I definitely like those orange tiles actually. I think I'm gonna have to use those in a build sometime soon, which, speaking of which, by the way, I have made a decision, which is probably a dumb decision. I'm doing a base game save file, and I'm actually going to release it, which is like, wow, actually releasing something, because I never do. But yeah, so that should be fun. We'll see how it goes. So I'm just going to do the base game worlds, so New Crest, Oasis Springs, and whatchamacallit, wait, why can I actually not remember it? Willow Creek, that's the world that we're building in right now. I should really remember it, but yeah, and those are going to be entirely base game, and I don't plan on doing like the expansion pack worlds or the game pack worlds with like only base game plus said expansion or game pack, because I just like, that seems like a much bigger project to me than the base game world, because base game would be like, what, 30-40 lots, something like that. 40 lots does not sound all that unreasonable. I mean, it'll take me a while, don't get me wrong, but like, I feel like I'll manage it, you know? So, yeah, that'll be fun, and that's not gonna be like the only thing on this channel from now on. Like, I'll still do other recreational builds or builds for other things, probably build in other worlds and stuff, but like, those will be interspersed a lot. Also, because I mentioned this in my last video too, but I've been feeling more like doing project-oriented builds lately, like something where I can put together an entire neighborhood at the end of it, or like an entire save file at the end of it, and be like, this was the point of this whole thing. Yeah, I don't know. Building's starting to feel a little pointless to me, which is like, I mean, I still have a lot of fun with it, like, I really enjoy doing it, but I'm kind of like, what am I creating with this whole thing? I mean, besides YouTube videos, but like, yeah, I don't know. That's why I started my YouTube channel in the first place, because I was building so much, and I was like, I have to, like, justify this somehow, so maybe I should make it into a productive thing, and, you know, here we are, which, by the way, it's been a year, which is, like, ridiculous, and I don't know, I really thought, the thing is, when I started my channel, I was like, yeah, I'm gonna be, like, huge, it's gonna be great, I'll be, like, Lil Simsy, like, 100,000 subscribers, something like that. We saw how that went, but that's okay, I still have a lot of fun with these videos, so here we are. But yeah, basically, the point of the save file, I guess, is also just like to be more accessible to people, because like I basically never do base game builds. I realize that I've been like evaluating, looking over it. I realize I have like 3 on my channel, 2 or 3, I don't know. That's not very good. That's bad. I do have some more that are like base game plus a certain pack, but like still that's, I feel like, pretty specific, and a lot of people only have the base game. So I did actually run a poll on my Twitter as well that was asking if people felt like it was okay to use the free holiday stuff pack in base game builds, and I was actually kind of surprised. I think 25% of the people said no, like don't use that pack, which I'm curious about the actual reason behind that, actually, because I would assume that if you only have base game, it's because you like can't afford any of the other packs, and so you like just have the base game, probably like if you got it during when it was like free last year, or when it goes on sale or something like that, which is completely reasonable and like, you know, all great, and I'm all there for supporting that. But I feel like then it would make sense for you to have the free pack as well. But I guess it's just because some people like can't run it fully on the computer, like they don't have the wherewithal on their computer to run it, I guess, which is also fine. I think because 75% of the people did say it's okay to use it, so I think what I'm gonna do is use it, but like avoid using any of the major items in the save file. I don't know, I'll figure that out a little bit more. I still have some decisions to make about it and stuff, but yeah, overall I'm very excited about that. I don't know, I probably shouldn't have talked about it yet. I think I probably should have like explained the whole thing in the first base game build, because that would have made more sense, and probably now people are like not gonna want to listen to me do the whole spiel again. But you know, logic is not really my forte. So moving on, this is the kids room, the like preteens room, and we just did the teens room, so hopefully you guys liked that one. It was very like pinkish and stuff. So yeah, I liked that one. It's not really my style. I really like this room. I think there's more blues in it and stuff, which is like, as a child I was a total tomboy. I was like anti anything pink or anything like vaguely girly. I was like, that's disgusting, which is funny because now I'm like, I mean, I wouldn't say the opposite. Like I still like, I don't really wear makeup or anything like that, mostly because I'm too lazy, but like definitely I don't have a strong an aversion to that stuff anymore. So like that's kind of funny to me. I mean, I was like vehemently against all of it. I was like I kid you not, 5th grade I wore bootcut jeans every single day. Bootcut jeans, dirty Converse, and t-shirts. And I had my hair like in a low ponytail every single day. It was ridiculous. I mean, you know, I was happy with myself, and that's all that matters. So that was a fun time. Anyways, basically the point is that I kind of was like drawn to that room because I was like imagining myself, and like as a child I think I really would have liked that room. I was never really into art or comic books or anything like that, so probably would have had it decorated a little bit differently. But overall, the bedspread, actually I think the yellow and blue one probably would have been something I liked a little bit more than the one with the thunderbolts on it. But if you guys were paying attention during that room, one of the bedspreads I used had thunderbolts, which I thought was such a cute idea, because I've never actually used that bedspread before, I don't think, but I think it worked really well because it like, thunderbolts reminded me of the type, like sort of, you know, comic book animations, like the super cartoony type. I don't know, I don't really ever read comic books. I actually have a friend that's super into Marvel, so I'm buying her comic books for her birthday. Like the original, I think they're the original Spider-Man ones, but yeah, she's really into Marvel, so she could probably talk more about comic book animations than I could. But yeah, I don't know, never really been my thing. Superheroes are not really my thing. I feel like people are gonna come at me now for like the whole anti-Marvel thing, which is not anti-Marvel, it's just like I've never been that into it. I remember, I think once I watched the what was it, Batman versus Superman or something like that. I think I watched that in theaters, but I only watched half of it because I was there with my sister and my mom, and I remember there was a scene in like a prison or something, and my sister got so upset with it, which is not her fault. She was in like 3rd grade at the time, so it was completely like reasonable, I think, but she got really upset by it, so we had to leave like halfway through. And then I think I watched it again when it was being shown on TV at some point, but I never really got too into that stuff. So yeah, not really my thing, but totally fine. So that's why I made a sim that likes it, you know, so I can like live vicariously through them and pretend I know anything about comics, which I really do not. So yeah, anyways, that is basically what's happening. And then in the parents' bedroom, there's just some like pretty basic, I feel like French country sort of design. I don't know, it's not very rustic in here, I will say. I went for more of a like contemporary inspired feel. And that bed is from Vintage Glamour, which is like, it's the Art Deco pack, right? So, I don't know, I always kind of avoid using those items unless I'm trying to do something super extra, but that bed I think is pretty normal, so I use that a lot. So, that is basically the parents' bedroom done. I mean, not basically, it is the parents' bedroom done. And then just do the back deck out here, and this is where my game starts to lag again, so I'm sorry about that. But we only have a little bit of landscaping done and then just like furnishing the backyard, and that is basically the end of the video. So, in the backyard, I put in some like sports type of stuff. I put in some bikes, and also there's a soccer ball, I think, in the kids' room, because I was thinking that kid was like really liked sports, but it wasn't like they were obsessed with sports or anything. Like, they don't really have a super defined personality yet. So, I just thought that sports was like a fun thing they like to do, and so there was some activities in the backyard related to that. And yeah, I don't know, the kids seem to have a pretty leisurely life. I definitely imagine that the parents put a lot of pressure on to like do well in school and stuff. I don't really know why, but like, probably like, firstborn, you must achieve, you know? I don't know if that's a thing that parents do. I mean, I was the firstborn and my parents don't do that to me, but also they don't pressure anybody in my family. They're very peaceful about that. So, yeah. Anyways, that is basically it for the video. So thanks so much for watching. I really hope you enjoyed it. And if you did, you leave a like and comment to let me know. Subscribe and click the bell for notifications if you want to see my videos. Oh, I'm forgetting my own outro. If you want to see my videos and get notified every single time that I upload a video. And if you want to play in this, it will be on the gallery. My origin ID is in the description. That is it. Thank you so much for watching. Stay safe and bye.